Once you have the Print Prep add-on installed, you'll be able to find it in the 3D Viewport End panel. You should see it alongside the 3D Print Toolbox panels. Go ahead and open up Print Prep, and then I'm going to do a printer proxy import, and this is particularly useful for this demo, but it's also great for renders. I'm going to select everything inside the scene. In fact, I'll just select the collection up here and go to Delete Hierarchy. That removes everything else from the scene. You don't have to do this step, but I find it useful for the demo. Then open up the Printer Proxy subtab, and you're going to click on Append Printer Proxy. I've created a recreation of my Bamboo Lab A1 printer, and this is fairly real-world scale. However, if you want to create your 3D print files inside of Blender before you send them over to a slicer software, you want to make sure you have your unit system set up properly, and I just made a convenience button to do this. You're going to want to make sure your unit system is set to metric with a scale of 1, length set to meters, your clip start and clip end set from 1 meter and 10,000 meters. If it's anything different, all you have to do is click on the button, and it's going to set that so that your view will look good both zoomed in and zoomed out. The reason why this is set this way is 1 meter in Blender is equivalent to 1 millimeter in your slicer. So take whatever these values are. If you see 1, just consider that 1 millimeter. If you see 10, then that's 10 millimeters. If you have a camera inside of your scene, you can select the scene camera here, and when you set units, it will also set the clipping properly for the scene camera. Now, when you append this printer proxy, you should see a yellow assembly collection, and this contains all the printer cameras that come in with the printer proxy. These already have their clip start and clip end sets, so you don't need to worry about them. If you open up the outliner a little bit more, you'll also see that there are red collections in the printer proxy, and one of them is labeled Printer Demo Outwitters. This is a Moby character by One Man Left team. I did a 3D recreation of it, and I'm going to be using it as a demo for this add-on, showing how to print prep a character. In order to show this, when you bring in the printer proxy, I don't want this showing up every time you bring it in case you want to use the proxy for other reasons. So I have this disable in viewports toggled. You can come up to the filter checkbox up here and just make sure you turn the toggle on to show the option to enable and disable this. And once you have that turned on the filters, you can show the Moby character. That way when you bring in a printer proxy, you're not always seeing this character and having to hide it. I also made the printer proxy unselectable for convenience. So it's a visual. If you want to select it, all you have to do is turn on the selection. I keep them off for the demo just so we can focus on the character. The print bed sits just slightly below world origin. That way it provides a nice little highlight shadow underneath the characters as you do glory renders. This is just for convenience. You're welcome to use that. And if you just want to show the build plate, I made it so that you can turn the assembly off and the build plate stays there. That way you can focus on laying out objects on a build plate scenario. From this point, we'll be able to use this character and go over the other subpanels and start prepping this model for print.